In the headlines for this hour on VTV News, Vietnam joins hands to eliminate temporary and dilapidated houses. Localities cope with drought and saline intrusion. And in our war news, Russian military test launches intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello, it's 3 p.m. local time in Hanoi. You're watching VTV News. On Saturday morning in Hoa Binh Province, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh, chairman of the Central Emulation and Commendation Councils, launched the emulation movement. The whole country joined hands to eliminate temporary and dilapidated houses. At the launch ceremony, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh stressed that providing housing support for families with meritorious services, poor households and near-poor households holds profound humanitarian significance and is an important task that concretizes Resolution 42 of the 13-party Central Committee, which aims to continuously innovate and improve the quality of social policies. The Prime Minister also called upon the entire political systems, society and citizens to collectively address social policy issues. This call to action followed the request made by General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng. Additionally, after receiving donation from businesses at the launch ceremony, party and state leaders and the Vietnam for the Land Fund awarded support funds to a number of provinces and 100 poor households in Hoa Binh Province. The allocation of public investment in Ho Chi Minh City during the first quarter of this year has shown a remarkable improvement compared to last year's corresponding period. The substantial increase in absolute disbursement is particularly noteworthy, surpassing $215,000, nearly doubling that of the previous year. This achievement can be attributed to the City People's Committee's effort in streamlining administrative procedures and empowering district authorities. More to follow.
Nguy's family owns over half the land required to implement a street expansion projects in Ho Chi Minh City. She agreed to hand over the site because the project's benefits were clearly explained.
Once the road is finished, my house will be situated on the street, enabling us to conduct business and enjoy an improved quality of life. The local government's rapid road construction has filled us with excitement.
Since the start of the year, there has been a threefold decrease in processing time compared to the previous method.
We have a clear legal understanding of the project in our area, enabling us to implement it more swiftly rather than consolidating it at a central point in the city.
Ho Chi Minh City disbursed around 7% of its public investment capital plan in the first quarter of this year. It needs to disburse over $307,000 monthly for the next 3 quarters. The city aims to reduce the time it takes for public investment project procedures by at least 30% through ongoing regulation implementation.
We reduce document exchanges and address difficulties through departmental meetings to find solutions and assist in managing units and investors.
4 major project management boards overseeing over 60% of Ho Chi Minh City's public investment capital are experiencing sluggish disbursement. City leaders insist on prompt proposal for capital transfers where disbursement is hindered to prevent overall yearly outcomes from being impacted.
In the first 3 months of this year, the total investment capital in industrial and export processing zones in Ho Chi Minh City reached nearly $192 million, more than twice the amount from the same period last year, according to the City Management Board of Export Processing Zones and Industrial Parks. The majority of this investment was foreign, totaling nearly $177 million, a 3.6-fold increase. Since the beginning of the year, businesses in these zones and parks have operated stably, with many receiving new orders. The number of workers in these areas has increased by 10% compared to the end of last year, totaling about 277,000 people. The General Department of Customs recently issued an urgent document to the Lào Custom Departments and other local custom departments. This document provides guidance for businesses to clearly declare the export purpose of cinnamon essential oil, helping to resolve custom clearance issues related to this product. If an enterprise declares its cinnamon essential oil for export as a medicinal herb, it must adhere to the provisions of the pharmacy law. However, if the same oil is declared for export as food additive, cosmetic, or other uses, the company should refer to the food safety law and related fields to establish management policies. Should any issue arise that exceed their authority, these should be reported to the General Department of Customs for timely advice and direction. The Vietnamese fisheries sector is facing the risk of decreasing seafood resources. The main reason for these problems lie in overexploitation, climate change, and environmental pollution. The use of advanced technologies in aquaculture productions and farming has emerged as a solution to these situations. Advanced technologies would also contribute significantly to marine economic development and environmental protections. More in the following story.
4 years ago, this enterprise invested in a high-tech shrimp seed production project in Quang Nam province. Their project spans an area of 2.4 hectares with modern infrastructure, factories with water treatment and testing facilities. They also have cordyceps production areas to make shrimp feed. The company has applied BMP, VTVGAP, and Global GAP standards, aiming at clean shrimp seed production. Thanks to their efforts, the production system always operates at full capacity. The company sells about 800 million breeds to the domestic market each year.
Local authorities have provided us with support and guidance. They encouraged us to apply modern technologies to production. I can say that all of our production lines have run at full capacity. Currently, we can supply the market with about 800 million shrimp. We aim to supply 1 billion breeds to the market soon.
With a coastline of nearly 2,000 kilometers, provinces in the central region boast extremely diverse and rich seafood resources. Many localities have devised effective solutions to enhance the exploitation capacity, processing procedures, and value of seafood products for export purposes. Many localities are also gradually escalating the application of modern technologies to aquatic products.
We are applying advanced technologies in processing aquatic products, branding, and traceability. All these measures are being implemented so that our products meet international standards and obtain more quality certifications.
Seafood products from the central provinces of Vietnam are being exported to many demanding markets, including the US, Europe, and Japan. To establish a high-tech aquaculture and processing sector, more effective solutions are needed. Earning higher income from trading activities can, in turn, help develop the seafood processing sector in a sustainable manner.
Starting May 20th, fishing without a license can result in a fine of up to $4,000. This is notable content in Decree 38, which regulate administrative sanctions in the fishery sectors and had just been issued by the government. A fine of $4,000 is applied to administrative violation committed by individuals. If an organization commits a violation, the fine is twice the amount for an individual. Additionally, depending on the severity of the violation, the ship owner may also have their caught seafood confiscated or lose the right to use their fishing boat certificate. The decrees also stipulate specific fines for many other acts. The seafood sector has decided to remove the IUU yellow card this year. One of the most effective measures to prevent illegal fishing and violations of foreign waters is to firmly manage the number of fishing vessels and fishermen operating at sea. In Quảng Ngãi province, authorities have implemented comprehensive measures to promptly identify and strictly address instances of illegal fishing and violations in foreign waters. More in the following story.
Sa Huỳnh Fishing Port. Before embarking on a voyage, fishermen often meticulously inspect their vessels, check their surveillance equipment, and complete all necessary paperwork. All fishermen understand and comply with IUU regulations.
We strictly adhere to state regulations. Locations are uploaded to the surveillance equipment. We are well versed in Vietnam's maritime territory and will not engage in fishing in foreign waters.
The province currently has 5 fishing ports that are designated to carry out the certification of the origin of caught seafood. Functional forces under 4 fisheries control offices and 11 border guard stations have closely coordinated to detect and handle violations promptly. Fishing vessels with violation records have been categorized to improve regulation. 70 patrols have also been carried out.
Border Guard forces are diligent in resolving this issue. We collaborate with local functional forces, marine police, and local authorities to provide official information to people. Our aim is to help them understand IUU regulations and expedite the removal of the EC's yellow card.
The province has 900 fishing vessels that have been operating in other localities' territories for years without returning. To effectively manage these vessels, the province has signed agreements with 11 provinces and cities in the central coastal region. All efforts are aimed at removing the EC's yellow card this year.
Coming up next on VTV News, localities cope with drought and saline intrusion. And Phie ranks as 3rd most economical tourist destination in Asia. In the north-central coastal provinces, irrigation reservoirs are only filled to 59% of their designated capacity. This issue requires locality to implement proactive solutions to combat drought. In Thừa Thiên Huế province, learning from previous years, hydroelectric reservoirs have proactively regulated water properly since the beginning of this dry season. Many farmers have taken the initiative to convert their production models to adapt to the situation. All efforts have yielded fruitful results. More to follow.
Given the early arrival of hot and dry conditions this year, this farmer and several other households have proactively transformed unproductive rice growing areas into aquaculture farms.
All farmers want to switch to aqua farms to increase our income and improve our livelihoods.
Before the harvest began, the cooperative dredged canals and repaired irrigation systems along the Tam Giang Lagoon to reduce salinity.
Around 1,600 hectares of summer-autumn rice fields in mountainous and lagoon areas are at risk of drought and saltwater intrusion. In addition to the effective operation of irrigation systems and efforts to store fresh water, local authorities have concentrated on maintaining and dredging the irrigation system.
We regularly organize teams to dredge canals and rivers, as well as maintain and repair major irrigation projects.
As of now, large irrigation and hydroelectric reservoirs in Thừa Thiên Huế province have a substantial amount of water resources.
We can ensure the water level in the Huong River system is in good condition for domestic use and agricultural production.
Unusually hot and dry conditions continue to pose a risk of water shortages for agricultural production and saltwater intrusion.
The ancient train route Dalat-Chai Mat in Lâm Đồng province will begin night train operations and open a movie theater at Dalat station from Sunday to offer passengers new experiences. The night train includes DL 1112 and DL 1314, which depart daily from 6:15 p.m. to 9:20 p.m. The railway industry has also opened a room to screen documentaries about the history of Dalat stations and the Thap Cham Dalat Railway. For 3 days from April 11 to the end of Saturday, night train tickets will be free for visitors to experience. The Cu Chi Tunnel went down in history as a symbol of unwavering resilience in the face of deadly offense. Despite being subjected to constant carpet bombing and biological weapon attacks from 1954 to 1975, the Vietnamese army and people never let down their fighting spirit. The aggravated bombardment even saw some of the most clever combat strategies from some of the best minds in history. Some remnants of the tactics are still standing, providing valuable insight into the art of the People's War.
For the first time outside of class, a group of students explored a vast subterranean network spanning over 200 kilometers. These tunnels served as ground zero for civilian and guerrilla activities, a true testament to resilience amid relentless bombardment.
The ceiling of this tunnel is so low, it's unfathomable how soldiers could maneuver through it. We owe today's peace to their contributions and sacrifices, and I am so proud of them.
The Cu Chi Liberation Zone reenactment area offers visitors a glimpse into the strategic warfare that liberated the country. Visitors learn the high price of peace during the night tour, which explores the sophisticated underground network of intelligence and strategy. The indomitable resolve and optimism for imminent victory prevail upon bombs and bullets.
This is the first time I've joined a night tour of the tunnels. I got to witness a fragment of warfare through an actual reconstruction of the site, rather than through media.
Once a wartime ground zero, the Cu Chi Tunnel is poised to become Vietnam's next popular historical tourism destination. This is also an opportunity to preserve and promote the site as educational heritage.
The ancient capital of Phie ranked third among the top 8 destinations in Asia with the lowest room prices in April and May this year, according to data from the online travel platform Agoda. Udon Thani, Thailand, with an average room price of $28, took the top spot, making it an extremely suitable choice for travelers interested in economical travel. Surabaya, Indonesia, with an average room price of $39, came in second. Meanwhile, in Vietnam, Phie was the most affordable tourist destination with an average room price of $43. Phie surpassed Ning Bing, which topped the ranking last year. Followed on the list are destinations such as Kuching in Malaysia and Bengaluru in India. Craft villages are an integral part of local identity. In Da Nang City, the Tuy Loan rice paper craft village has stood for more than 500 years. The artisans of Tuy Loan are committed to preserving the time-honored techniques of rice paper productions and infusing it with a distinctive regional flavor. Join us today on our trip to Tuy Loan village in Hoa Vang district, Da Nang City, to learn how locals are upholding their legacy.
Tuy Loan village is located 15 kilometers west of Da Nang Center. It has been home to the long-standing craft of rice paper making since the first generations of settlers moved to the region over 500 years ago. The creation of the unique flour for the rice paper has been part of the hand-me-down tradition in Tuy Phong's family. She was in trade for over 50 years before she let her daughter succeed her. In her book, she states that a typical Tuy Loan rice paper is made from a specific variety of rice, certain spices, and even a particular type of charcoal used for drying the rice paper.
We grind local rice before thinning it, and then we add sugar and salt to the mix. The spicing needs to be delicate, or it will ruin the structure of the rice paper.
I hope every craft household in this village will continue upholding their craft so that our village can thrive.
For locals, rice paper is a cherished part of daily life. It is a must-have in each family's ancestral offering during death anniversaries, holidays, and local festivals. Beyond its culinary significance, rice paper embodies a cultural value deep in the core of the region. Recognizing its importance, the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism has recognized the traditional craft of making rice paper as a national intangible cultural heritage. This not only underscores the economic viability of the village, but also celebrates its roles as cultural heritage.
Rice paper making is a proud craft. We encourage locals to pursue it as a cherished national cultural heritage.
Annually, during the Spring Festival, villagers gather at the Duiluan Community House to celebrate their heritage. The event also features a rice paper making contest to put the best craftsmanship in the community to the test. The cultural activities have highlighted the enduring legacy of Duiluan village.
On Friday night in Hanoi, the ceremony to receive National Intangible Cultural Heritage and open the Pakota Festival took place. During the opening ceremony, attendees and tourists enjoyed the art program Quốc Heritage Line, which showcased many unique performances. The activities are designed to honor cultural values and traditional festivals, as well as promote the importance of the intangible cultural heritage of the Pakota Special National Rail Complex. These efforts are contributing to the development of cultural and historical tourism. This year, Pakota Festival will take place from April 12 to 16. The northern province of Ning Bing ranked 4th in the top 10 less visited wonders of the world, according to the United Kingdom's Daily Mail. Touted as Vietnam's secret, Ning Bing is home to world-renowned destinations, including the Chang'an Landscape Complex. In the report, the Daily Mail wrote, with its towering run of jagged-carved pinnacles, Ning Bing is as dramatic as a site as better-known Hạ Long Bay, but doesn't come with hundreds of trippers. With picturesque scenery and renowned spiritual tourism site, the province is best discovered by bike or gliding downstream on a sampan. Besides Ning Bing, the other top 10 crowd-free tourist spots include famous destinations such as the Mayan ruins in Caracol, the Pantanal tropical wetlands in Brazil, and the Valley of Fire State Park in Las Vegas. Coming up next in our war news, Russian military test launches intercontinental ballistic missiles. And U.S. to forgive $7.4 billion more in student loan debt. On Friday, the Russian Defense Ministry reported a successful test launch of an intercontinental ballistic missiles. However, the ministry did not disclose the type of missile used. The launch took place at the Kapustin Yar testing range in the south of the country and confirmed the high reliability of Russian missiles to ensure strategic security. The test launch achieved its intended result as part of state testing of prospective missile system and confirmed the stability of missiles in service. U.S. President Joe Biden announced on Friday that his administration is using existing student loan forgiveness programs to cancel another round of student debt totaling $7.4 billion for 277,000 borrowers. To date, it has approved $153 billion in student debt relief for 4.3 million Americans. The Department of Education approved the latest round of debt relief, which has eased the burden for specific groups of borrowers, such as public sector workers. The latest government data shows that Japan's population fell by 595,000 from a year earlier, totaling 124,352,000 as of October 1st, marking the 13th consecutive year of decline. According to a demographic survey by the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications, the population of Japanese nationals fell by 837,000 to 121,193,000. The largest drop since records began in 1950. The survey also included foreign workers and students who had been in Japan for more than 90 days. A four-legged robot trained through artificial intelligence has learned the same lessons as the Apollo astronaut that jumping can be the best way to move around on the surface of the moon. A study on the moonwalking robot has been carried out in the U.S. to potentially access geological rich regions of the moon. More to follow.
Scientists are testing a quadrupedal robot, named Spirit, in the rugged terrain of Oregon's Mount Hood, simulating the extreme conditions of the Moon and Mars. The idea is to teach robots how to cope with difficult and changing ground in the same way we can, walking from hard or rocky surfaces, known as regolith, or soft ground like snow or sand.
Moving forward to missions that are going to occur on our moon, we're going to have humans and robots really for the first time on planetary missions working side by side. And so what the LASSI project is doing is really looking forward to that time and considering how should humans and robots collaborate for exploration of planets, particularly where should they go to collect data.
The research, called the LASSI project, Legged Autonomous Surface Science in Analog Environments, saw Spirit learning to navigate and adapt to new challenges as we prepare for future missions with people and robots working together in space. The robots' efforts on Mount Hood will help design future machines and how they cope with different terrains and how they gather data as they move.
The robot needs to be move better and collect information better and make decision better. And that's exactly the three components that this project is aiming to address. Because we have engineers trying to make robots can move better. We have planetary scientists that can help us to understand the sensing signal from the robot feet through every step.
The group doesn't intend to stop at just one robot. It has received a 2-year €1.88 million grant to help NASA put teams of robots working together on the same tasks on the moon.
And now, as usual, let's continue with the weather forecast. That's all the news for today. To rewatch our program, you can log on to VTVgo.vn or download our mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.